All right, everyone, go ahead for Tony.
Hey, Tony, thanks for doing this. Can you start out with your first round pick from yesterday, Zachary Bolduc, just what you liked about him, what kind of a player you think he'll be?
Well, in Zachary Bolduc, we have a real strong skater, good skilled player, capable of playing left wing and center. He can score goals. He's competitive, quick on pucks, good shot, scoring ability. Lots to like about the player, real good upside.
He told us yesterday that he had a late season knee injury, but he's fine. I guess no concerns there by you guys?
Yeah, medical staff confirmed that they're comfortable with all the injuries of players that we considered for drafting, and fully expect Zachary to be fully prepared for the upcoming Calgary Canadian World Junior Camp and compete for positions. So,
hey Tony, I'm curious about Robertson. There's a lot of people that had him maybe projected as a late first rounder, someplace in the second round. Did you guys feel like you needed to move up there in the third round and feel like maybe he wouldn't be available at 81?
Yeah, we obviously moved up the 81 to 71, and it's a player that we were comfortable paying a price to acquire. Believe in his abilities. Good hard driving winger, and yeah, we just did not feel that we wanted to risk letting him slip through. So,
were you surprised maybe that he fell down as far as he did, or?
Well, we're certainly happy where he fell. No, it was a good selection for us. Not so concerned about it being a third round pick or a second round pick. It's a good acquisition for the St. Louis Blues.
Would you call him, is his game or body style that suit like maybe a power forward? And we hear he's got a pretty good shot.
Yeah, he has elements of that to his game for sure. Consistent work ethic, hard competitive player, so with some ability to shoot and score. It's certainly difficult for 18-year-olds. You can't go by this season stats alone. It's difficult for 18-year-olds to score in Swedish men's leagues. So he scored a couple goals at the U18s. And he does possess some scoring ability also.
Tony, what's been the biggest challenges for you guys as a staff to really get an idea of these guys, the scouting and everything you need to put into it with what's really happened in the last year and a half?
Well, numerous challenges. Certainly the combination of those players that you had the opportunity to see both video and live views. There's a little bit of a greater sense of security or of comfort level with this typical scouting years. Staff put in tremendous amount of time, effort. Right from the get-go, we knew that it was going to be a unique season, and guys bought in, spent the video time when we were in, it depends on the regions of where players and teams were not playing, but guys put in the effort. We're comfortable with where we were, and every opportunity that there was presented to attend live games, we were certainly there. So, all in all, we made best of the circumstances, and again, the staff did a tremendous job, start to finish this season.
A lot of these guys, including, I guess, at least a couple of your picks, you know, their games were limited because of the factors you're talking about. Does that change how you evaluate the actual games played, or how do you deal with that?
Well, I mean, the smaller sample size presents some things. We certainly, in a typical year, like to have an idea of what we're looking at coming in from underage, and early season, first half, second half, and playoffs are all determining factors in a typical situation. But once again, we dealt what the cards that we were dealt this year. We dealt with. So.
With only 5 picks, and you ended up with 4 actually because of the trade up. Is there more pressure or a sense of more pressure that, boy, we got to hit on these guys?
I think that's the expectation from management every year. So, no. Hey, we feel we've got some players that are going to be attributes for St. Louis Blues down the road. So we like our selections. Kids all have some good potential, and it was 4 players. It's 4 additional players on our depth chart, and we're pleased to have them. So.
I mean, were there things in particular you were looking for in this draft, whether positions or age or anything in particular? There was a guiding light?
No. Again, the follow the list and best player available. I think we ended up comfortably combining some forwards and a D, so that's always nice in a perfect world. But we took the players as we saw fit on the list after a lot of due diligence and hard work and investigative work on the players.
Tony, Jeremy, I just jumped on. I apologize if this has been asked. With Bolduc, he said he prefers the left side. You know, you guys listed him as a center. I realize they're pretty interchangeable, but where do you see his future?
Hey, Stefan, I'm in the middle of the draft. Can I call you back later?
I'm comfortable saying he can play either. Obviously, his ability to skate's a benefit to him. Again, it'll be determined down the road, but he brings attributes that can be a skilled winger or a skilled centerman. So I'm not too concerned where his ultimate position will be.
Tony, the defenseman you took today, can you describe his game for us? And it looks like, and he talked to us a little bit about maybe a little bit of a late bloomer.
Basically, and again, on a shortened season in the Western Hockey League, Tyson Galloway came in and played a contributing role in Calgary, ended up getting nicked up and missing some games. I believe it was approximately a 24-game season. But big-bodied kid, pretty good mobility, moves a puck effectively, actually scored some goals this season, plays a pretty good, solid two-way game. So some good projection. Our Western Hockey League scouts like him, and there's some good upside there.
And how about your 7th rounder? I confess I know nothing about this guy.
Ivan Vorbiev, pardon me, is a winger 02 born player. Went through last season, but Russian and European scouting staff did a lot of diligence on him. He's got good scoring ability, plays with hunger, good quickness, and they expect him to play in the VHL in Russia next season, but that's his hunger, speed, and scoring abilities are the enticements.
Was it easier to maybe scout the guys playing overseas, just because in general they played more games over there?
To an extent they did, but again, like Sweden U20 league shut down December, I believe it was, and didn't end up playing again. So it depended on the league, and if a kid went to play with SHL league, then his ice time, in all likelihood, was limited. So it was hit and miss. I think USHL was probably the league that played the most consistency and closest to a full season schedule.
Hey, Tony, understanding what you said about best player available, is passing on Wallstedt, the goalie, is that a sign that you're really comfortable with who you have in Hofer and Ellis?
Yeah, and well, to tell you the truth, we really like the player that we got at 17 in Zachary Bolduc.
So Tony, overall, how did the weekend go? Did it kind of go as expected? Was your board hold up pretty well? Any surprises that you saw out there?
Yeah, actually things played out pretty much as expected, especially for the first, I'd say, 3 rounds of the draft. Then a few names appear that come from out of the woodwork or the norm, depending on opportunity of scouts to have seen players in the past and their knowledge of them. But that's typical in all years. So No, I believe it played out pretty well. We were prepared. We had a terrific list, had a great effort top to bottom from the scouting staff in support this season, and we were ready. And once again, we got a couple of players that are very good assets for the St. Louis Blues.
Are you looking forward to maybe a more normal way to perform your job coming up this season?
Well, our job starts tomorrow. Dan Janelle will be at a tournament in Plymouth, Michigan, and next week we're out in Calgary at a camps and off to the Hlinka tournament in Czech Republic and Slovakia. So we will begin next season immediately, and yeah, that's more typical.
All right, thanks, Tony.